Welcome yet again to another installment of your exciting channel known as IT Fondi, where we discuss tech and everything related to tech. Here you can get tips, self-help videos, and how to navigate your journey in this tech world. We'll be having regular reviews, and let's dive in. Today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, and this is about OpenMRS. This is a medical record system. Now, this is not just any ordinary system that we just talk about. This is a system that comes as a solution to digitize medical records, but also make the whole process much more simple and enjoyable, and also, of course, make patient care and healthcare more efficient, much better. And basically that's it, and there's more we're going to dive into today. Now, in particular, we are talking about a medical record system that has quite a following, has quite a number of users, and above all things, it's open source. Now, OpenMRS began a while back and has been in service for quite a number of years, and it's used, like you can see on the map and their website, and it's used in very many places. It's backed by a very powerful community, and let's look into more aspects of OpenMRS. And I'll say this right off the bat, I wish I had this kind of information while I was still studying, maybe just to get a feel of how the technology world is and how you can contribute. So we'll move on. What is OpenMRS? What can it do? Like I've mentioned, medical record system for middle income countries or low and middle income countries. There are a lot of paper-based records, and of course, OpenMRS comes as a solution for this, having its origins in Kenya. And what can it do? And what features does it have? Of course, it's highly configurable, and this is to help it be flexible and be used in various environments. Malaria, initially it was made for malaria care, but you can see it has evolved over the years for non-communicable diseases and all these different other maladies that plague the human race. Forgive me for that language. Clinical documentation and diagnosis using some nice standards like ICD-10. If you've not heard of that, I think you should read about it. SNOMED and very many others. It has the ability to record patient data, a bit of digitization, and also the ability to export reports, and having this whole idea of it being interoperable, that it can be used locally and internationally. Of course, when it comes to security, the aspect of privileges, user management, and permissions, all this it comes baked into the system, very instrumental and pivotal. And also because it's built it's open source and it's built as a tool that can be used in various places, it has the ability to be localized or internationalized, whatever version you want to use. And here it has very many languages. I can just say this right off the bat, as it has Hebrew. You can have it rendered in Chinese, English, French, you name it, as long as the language is there and there is desire. Of course, it can be customized or localized, if you will. Now, all this is very critical for usage across the board, and that is, of course, we'll come into the community and the ability to contribute shortly. So OpenMRS, as you can see, has evolved over the years, and it has rather two versions. There's OpenMRS 2, which leverages some older technologies, Java server pages. I'll not go much into the details, but it has an interface, as we shall see on the demo server, that looks something like that. And of course, there's been a migration and a push for newer technologies, things like React, Redux, and all these other technologies. And we shall see they also use the carbon design system. All this is just to improve so as you can see, there are some prompts here and call to action to come and look at the EMR system. I'll go to how does this help you and how can you get involved. It's more than coding. This is the beauty with such a community, and that's why I wish probably if I had seen this earlier, that They are very, when it comes to design. Now, this is for students who are still at the university. You can be involved in design using technologies like Figma and Zeppelin and all these other things. You like helping others. Customer support is a skill you can hone in this community while still at campus or still at university, or someone who is really interested in going into their tech career. Do you like coding? Of course, programming is usually a daunting thing for many people, but it's something you can get really involved in. And after you getting involved in this tech, in coding, you can really contribute, write code and develop, and not only hone your skills, but also contribute to a big project and also a future video. Do you like to write? Of course, there is a lot of documentation for such big systems, as you can see, and there is a wiki that is up. We'll see where you can locate that. Are you interested in project management and planning? There are other tools you can get to use in project management, tools like Jira. And this, of course, would also improve your skills. You like organizing? Can you be part of a team? Can you work together with others? There's Google Summer of Code, and all these programs that are available in the community. This is a little bit of an interesting one. Do you like breaking things? Now, all these are different skills you can learn while still at university, while in your tech career, while becoming a programmer, but also other facets of the tech industry where you can have all these skills developed. And you can contribute. It's only free. It's all free of charge. I'll just show you where you can start your journey. Do you like public speaking? Of course, leading these conference calls, leading these tech events, and so on and so forth. Of course, here are different projects you can work on: user experience, the community, data exchange. Of course, some of them are a little bit for the, not necessarily all of them have the entry level bit, but also some of these things you realize are real world career paths that you can take. A professional development experience like a programmer, and so on and so forth. We can also look at the different integrations and some features that are offered. Of course, some are a little bit simpler, but also you move from the simpler to the complex. And as you can see, there is a catalog here of what OpenMRS can integrate to. That interoperability statement that was mentioned, you can look at that, the app using some of these nice standards like REST and FIRE, Fast Health Interoperability Resource, and also representational state transfer. All these are different abilities. Of course, an API is also, I won't go into the technical aspect of it, but an API enabling systems to communicate and different standards across the board. You have different systems that OpenMRS integrates to for things like billing and inventory management. Odoo is one of the tools you can hear about. There are some closed tools like for example, Fraction, which is one of those big tools as well that is used. You have ERP Next and other tools. You can see, it integrates with WhatsApp and you can send SMSs. DHIS2, one of those huge systems that it can integrate to. You have analytics platforms, open source like Apache, Superset. Ozone Analytics, this is a very critical thing we can discuss in the future. Different contributors contribute to this. You have laboratory systems. Some of the two tools that leverage some of this, and you can see the power of it as we go on with the channel. We shall see OpenELIS and Sinayeti, and these are used in health information systems like BAMNI EMR, which is a composite of multiple, and also Ozone HIS. Different contributors, and the list goes on. Of course, you can take some time to read. I'm just giving you an overview so that you get a feel of OpenMRS. We move on to the documentation. So if you want to contribute to the different aspects, where can you contribute? Either you can contribute to the via the wiki, but also you can contribute directly to GitHub. Of course, it's a community of professionals, and people contribute standard code where it's thoroughly reviewed, and you're able to get top-notch code, clean code that can be used in production environments and can be trusted. It's a product that is trusted by many, as you saw the statistics, and you can look at the website, and it's something that you can also contribute to. Okay, we've spoken a mouthful so far, but we're still continuing. Now we can also see OpenMRS has the two versions you mentioned. OpenMRS 2 will leverage different technologies. So this is the interface you'll see of OpenMRS 2. And this uses older technologies like Java server pages. It uses things like Spring framework, and they are not necessarily old, but the interface, as you can see, is quite outdated but very functional and powerful, with different features to it. Of course, as you dive in more, you would appreciate some of these features. And this is being there is a shift to a newer modern design where where there is a use of React, there is a use of Redux and some of these newer technologies, Webpack for module bundling and so on. You're also using the Carbon design system. Why a design system? One of the issues with open source communities is people usually get their own version of the code, usually fork, and they are able to make customizations to it and really have their own creation. And one of the issues with that is that there is a lot of duplicated effort. So a design system, for example, you can read about or you can look up the Carbon design system and what it has to offer, created by IBM. This creates a standardized way of designing user interfaces and making this reusable across the board. And there is that the homogeneity is not only not the only issue being looked out for, but also just to have the resources channeled in the right. We have so many contributors, so much talent, and if you keep duplicating work, it's a bit counterproductive. Another idea we can look at or something critical is there is an academy where you can read about, you can have some nice videos introducing you to the different aspects of OpenMRS, an academy where you can learn. And of course, here there are some short courses, very nice. I recommend them. They are quite long, but really your view of OpenMRS won't remain the same. Why do you need to read about OpenMRS? Number one, if you're really interested in tech and development and having a professional feel of how the working world is, not only remotely, but also getting the feel of the real world environment of production, you definitely would have to look into OpenMRS. You can look at other tools like Odoo, ERPNX, Superset, all these other open source tools, but this is the real McCoy. This is the real environment where you get exposure to all these different facets of technology, the IT career in particular, but also project management and so on. The other reason is you can try out, there are links that are going to be shared in the description where you're actually able to get access to the demo server, and you can try it out. And this can be implemented in a small clinical setting and can be implemented in various environments. As you shall read the website, and when you get a chance, this is a call to action. If you look at the website, you'll find there are so many places where this EMR system has been used, and you can really deep dive into the features. Maybe what we can do in the next video is going to dive into a demo of how this system works and how you just have a look at it basically and get a feel of it. At this point, probably this looking at this academy, it's something you can really look at, and yeah, you can dive in and just get a feel of it. So where to get started and where to appreciate how this system works. There is a community that is called OpenMRS, and this is the talk. It's a great event coming very soon in September. It's an implementer conference in Kenya where the different contributors get a chance to meet physically. Of course, people are from all over the world. I can just show you maybe the different locations. So you can see, yeah, there is a high concentration in Africa, but you can also see in the United States, in Australia, and all these places. So it's a really big product. And I would really encourage you to learn. And if you have an interest in it, it's something you can dive into and appreciate. As well, we can also look, so basically having seen the reach, this is the platform where you can sign up and you can actually start contributing to the community. You can interact with the community, contribute to tickets, and basically it's always starting with a welcome. You introduce yourself, and of course you pick it up from there. You see the community is rather big. These are 12,000 people so far since 2014 who have introduced themselves. So it means it's something that's really active. Yeah, it's been great having you, and I encourage you to subscribe And for more tech reviews, this is OpenMRS. We're starting with this segment. We'll be going on and improving more and more. I just thank you for watching and reaching the end, and I encourage you to continue to subscribe, as I've said, and continue following the channel. It's been nice having you. All the best. Ciao.